what you avoid doesn't disappear, and it stays active inside of you, and it keeps influencing you. So whatever you have inside of you is controlling everything that you are doing. It's controlling your manifestation. It's controlling your visualization. It's controlling your affirmations. It's controlling everything that you want to change. And if you keep avoiding these feelings and this situation inside of you, you are not gonna move on, and you are not gonna become your new self. You are gonna be in repeated loop over and over and over again. Hello, I'm Elisabeth Montepo and I'm with the Soul Vault Chronicles channel, and I'm here to help you understand what your soul has been trying to show you. And if you feel stuck this particular time of your life, and even though that you tried everything doing right with your manifestation, visualization and everything, this is something you need to see. This is something you must see, because a lot of people get confused and they give up. This is one of the most frustrating places to be right now, being stuck. You know you are doing everything, you know you are not the same as before. You have worked on yourself for months, even years, and you are more aware of the things around you, but your life doesn't seem to be moving forward to where you want to be. I want you to really look at you right now. I want you to look where you are. I want you to look what are you doing in this particular time that you've been stuck. Because this feeling of being stuck, the frustration you are having, it's not coming from nowhere. There is a reason that you are feeling like this. In this video, I will try and explain as possible I can for you to understand what I mean. I know you've been actually thinking that you worked on yourself, you think differently, you are more aware, and I know you are not the same person that you were before. And yet, at the same time of your life doesn't seem to reflect that you are doing. You are experiencing the same situation over and over. The same patterns are in your life, and the most importantly, you have the same emotional cycles. So it's like you're doing everything correctly, you're doing everything right, but still your life reflects of what you've been doing before your awakening. It's like you understand more of life, but you're not experiencing more. And suddenly you start questioning everything. You start questioning yourself. You start questioning if this about manifestation is real. You start thinking you are doing something wrong and you are missing something. You start doubting yourselves. But listen to me carefully. What you're feeling right now is actually a very specific phase. It's not going to last. You need to realize that it's just a phase. Don't give up. The idea of doing everything right is actually based on what you can see. You see yourself doing the affirmations, you see yourself doing the manifestation guide, you see yourself doing your affirmations, you are seeing yourself acting differently, you are seeing yourself creating new memories. But something, the effort you put, the thinking that you are thinking, everything is just because things that you are doing looks right on the surface. It doesn't mean something deeper is holding in place. What I mean, you can tell yourself to stay and being positive all day long, but inside you still feel heavy. There is something inside of you that feels heavy, and I know that you know what is this feeling, but you are avoiding it. You can understand your patterns, but still react the same way when something is triggering you. You are saying that you are not gonna get mad because your husband or your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your wife didn't take the trash out. But in the end, you react the same. You start shouting, you start being irritated, you have anger, you are reacting the same. The trigger is there and you are reacting exactly the same. Awareness alone doesn't always create movement. There is another layer that needs to be shifted. You need to shift everything that you were doing before you awakened to start moving. It's not only awareness. Awareness, yes, is the first key, but there are layers that you have to unfold for you to be unstuck. One of the biggest reasons you feel stuck is because you are not longer who you used to be, but you don't fully feel like the person you are becoming. You are saying that you change, you are saying that you are acting differently, but deep inside you are not becoming the self you want to be. The things that you used to accept, you used to accept don't feel right anymore. The way you used to think doesn't fully align with you anymore. It doesn't fully align on how you kept thinking. Even certain people or environments feel different for you. But at the same time, you don't have full clarity on what's on your next version of yourself will look like. You didn't put the effort to think of every detail of the person you want to become. So you are keep repeating the same old patterns. Example, you are saying that from tomorrow I'm gonna start doing something different from my daily routine, maybe go to the gym or start a garden or whatever, but the next day comes and you are not doing it. That's why you feel stuck, because you need to align your speak with your actions. It looks like you are outgrown your old self, but the new life hasn't fully opened up. Hasn't opened yet. You are still the same old self. Accept your new self and accept your new realities, that everything you knew must be erased. They don't exist anymore. You have to create new things for you and your new self. Another reason is that part of you is still holding on your old self. A lot of people, they are doing that. They are holding into their old self, even you don't realize it. You don't realize it that you are keeping part of your old self. You are behaving like this and you like being reacting and behaving like this, and that is something that you are reacting to your old self, and you are not bringing your new self in front. You can consciously want something new, but unconsciously still feel safer in what is familiar to you. This is something that a lot of people doesn't realize it, and they are continuously adding things up to their old self, and they are not adding into the new self. So they're creating old self patterns with the new self patterns, and that's why you are feeling stuck. That's why the patterns are continuously, and you are keep repeating, and you are still going back to what's familiar and what's safer for you. You say you want a healthy relationship, but when someone shows up and is act differently, you start questioning, and you are saying that this is something you don't know how to react, because it's something new, the person is different, and you start pulling your way, you're putting yourself away because that guy or that girl is different. But the purpose here is that you ask for something different. And when the universe brings it to your life, you dist it, you're saying no, and you're going back to what's familiar to the safe relationships that will end in a year or 5 months. You are saying you want changes, but you kept returning to the same habits or the same type of situations you get used to, and you're still repeating them, and this is something very, very bad. Not because you don't want better, but because your system is still recognize the old self as safer. You feel more safe because your system knows already the patterns, and it's gonna predict the patterns. So you already know what is gonna happen, and you don't let yourself create something new. So the self and you are going back to your familiar pattern situations, and you are keep repeating everything again and again and again. Sorry. The key line here is what feels familiar will always feel safer than what's unknown until you change that. Sometimes the reason you feel stuck is because there is something you haven't fully faced yet. Not intellectually, but emotionally. You say you have moved on from something, but you haven't do it. But when you do it, it triggers you react to the exact same way as your old self. Or you keep yourself busy, distracted, and on the next thing you must do to move on or to start over. And you miss the opportunity to sit with what is actually still inside of you. A lot of people move on holding their old self, holding the same patterns, holding the same situations over and over and over and over, and they don't realizing it, and they were expecting the universe to align everything perfectly in their way. But in order the universe to align everything perfectly, it needs your body, your thoughts, your mouth, your nose, your ears, your emotions must to be aligned all together. You cannot operate from old self trying to becoming your new self. This is not going to happen. This is nothing but it's something that you will not understand fully if you don't experience it and understand it correctly. What you avoid doesn't disappear, and it stays active inside of you, and it keeps influencing you. So whatever you have inside of you is controlling everything that you are doing, is controlling your manifestation, is controlling your visualization, is controlling your affirmations, is controlling everything that you want to change. And if you are keep avoiding these feelings and this situation inside of you, you are not gonna move on, and you are not gonna become your new self. You are gonna be in repeated loop over and over and over again. Another thing that creates this feeling of being stuck is waiting. You are waiting the manifestation. You ask how the universe is gonna bring me the money, or how the universe is gonna help me buy that house. You are keep waiting on things, and you are questioning on how. This is a red flag on your manifestations. I'm not talking the kind of waiting that is guided. I'm talking about the kind of waiting that comes from uncertainty. You tell yourself you are waiting for clarity, but deep down there is something you already feel you need to do. You already know what you have to do. So you are keep waiting, and you are not taking the actions to that feeling that you already knew, that you knew that is inside of you. You need to take the action, and for you to understand that you know what you have to do. It's inside of you, and I know that you feel it. You are not fully trusting the process of letting go and becoming your new self. You are not trusting it yet because it's something unfamiliar to you, which is why you keep going back to the familiar place. Clarity doesn't always come before movement. A lot of the time it comes because you moved. Two actions in your life. Another reason, and this one is a big one, there's a part of you that wants change, and another part of you that's being afraid of the change. So you are operating with two selves. You have the old self and the new self. Your old self trying to win, but your old self is very competitive and it doesn't let it win. So one self wants the change, and another part of you, another part of yourself, afraid of the change. Change sounds good until it becomes real. This is what you're telling yourself. You say you want a different life, but that means letting go of what's familiar for you, and you're afraid of that. You're afraid that you're not gonna make it. You're afraid that your new self maybe does something that you're not gonna like it. That is the thought of your old self, because it's trying to keep you stuck there, and you are stuck. This is the reason I'm doing this video, because I want to help you to be unstuck. And a lot of people that don't realize that, they don't recognize where they're doing mistakes. And you say you want to grow, but growth requires discomfort, and part of you resists that. You need to be aware that new self means new experiences, and discomfort is the part that it is gonna lead you to your new self. And believe me, when you are trying the new things, when you're trying to add new things into your life, something different of what you have used to do, your life starts to change, and your new self is born, the new self is winning, and a lot of the things that you're gonna do differently, you will love them. You will love them. There is no argument, there is no denying. You will love your new self. In a simple line, you move forward a little bit, and then you are being pulled back, and that creates the feelings of being stuck. So you try to move on, but your uncertainty and the unfamiliarity of what is ahead is keeping you stuck, and the old self recognizes this as a threat, and is pulling you back. And I know that a part of you now, this is not me, I don't feel this way. This is the reaction of your ego. Another part of you need to let go, your ego. Because that reaction of your ego is the part of you that is protecting you, and it's trying to keep you what is in the familiar phase, in the familiar places. The moment you start denying what I'm saying that is not true, you will be stuck for days, months, even years. But the moment you decide and start being honest with yourself, that's where things starts to shift. Be honest with yourself. Be honest and look deep inside of you what you have to do, and stop denying, because awareness is identifying everything that you are doing wrong, even if it hurts. This is the true alignment and true awareness that bring you closer to your desired life. So, what if you are not stuck? What if you are not being stuck? What if you are in a phase where everything inside of you is being organized? I like that thought. That all of you inside of you is trying to organize and understanding of where do we go wrong, and where did we did wrong, and where we have to be honest with ourselves, and realizing that our old self needs to go, must die. Our new self is the new experiences. Believe me, take the chance and be the new self. Your identity is trying to shift, is shifting, right? Your standards about yourself are changing. Your thoughts are changing. What you are available for is changing. And your external life hasn't caught up yet, because you are still operating from your old self without realizing it. And you are trying to bring your new self, and you're asking why, because I'm doing this differently, but you're feeling inside, but what you're feeling inside are not the same with your new self. You have to create the new self. That means that if you fear doing something, change it and say that I'm not gonna fear it anymore, because my new self doesn't fear these kind of things anymore. Trigger your system and try to fix your system inside of you, your subconscious, your conscious, your nervous system, trying to fix it, to recognize the new patterns as that are safe for you to move on. Don't go back to the familiar ways. Don't go back to the same old patterns. Create your new self. This is something that I've been trying to tell a lot of people, and they're having difficulty to understand it because they don't want to let go of their old self. And this is something shameful, because there is a lot of opportunities out there for them, for you. And you don't catch up. You are still letting your old self run your life, and it's very disappointing. Not on me. It's disappointing for you, because you are doing everything right, and you are still being stuck because of that reason. And you need to start understanding this. And I'm gonna put you on homework. I want you to notice these feelings that you're gonna have. Instead of trying to force movement into your life, start paying attention to you. Start paying attention to you, what you are doing, what things what things are making you feel in this way. Notice where you feel resistance. Oh, this is big one. Where you feel resistance. That's usually pointing you to your next steps. So when you feel resistant, this is where it's leading you to your next step. Think, what is my next step if something feels resistant? Because the resistance is your own self. Notice what you keep avoiding. That usually means that part needs your attention. That needs to be searched a little bit to see why it needs to be why you are avoiding that. That's usually what your attention comes from. And I want you to remember that nothing changes until you stop avoiding what you already know. And the truth is that the moment you realize it and you see it clearly, you won't be able to stay the same. You will change. I hope this helped you see your journey a little bit more clearly today. And I want you to share your thoughts on the comments below. And that's it for today. I hope I help. Remember, nothing you feel is without meaning. Only awareness brings you back to yourself. Be aware of yourself and stop being stuck. Thank you for being here. I'm Elisabeth Montepo and I'm with the Soul Vault Chronicles. Namaste.